I know most agencies suck. And it's because one, they don't show you where your money's going. Two, they don't show you real results. They talk about clicks and impressions, and who gives a when you need the phone to ring. And three, sometimes you can't even get a hold of them. And website edits take like 3 months just to get one tiny thing done. That is why I strongly recommend that you work with a reputable, highly rated niche agency in whatever niche you're in. And there actually are amazing agencies out there. There are ones that show you documentation for everything that was completed for the month. There are ones that are pushing and actually in the account every single week, like for instance for Google Ads, and making changes. And then there's also agencies out there that will not only do those two things, but they'll also answer the phone when you call. And it's arguably the most important one of them all. And they'll actually answer. I know you don't believe me, but they'll actually answer your emails and get edits done on your website in that week, right? When you ask. So I don't want you to get discouraged. I want you to not just answer the phone when somebody cold calls you and just sign up for the first agency that wants to work with you though. I want you to actually hunt down an agency, to actually spend the time to vet them, to talk to their current clients, to look at the reviews, and to look at their case studies in your industry. And this is my high horse. You should work with an agency that has clients like you on the roster. One that's actually worked through the problems that your type of business has and is not going to be just learning on your account. So yes, I understand most marketing agencies suck, but what if, it's a big what if you could hunt down somebody with great reviews that actually answers the phone, has case studies for clients like yours, and then is committed to applying effort every single week on your account. So like I said, there are a number of amazing marketing agencies out there, particularly in the contracting and the home services space. And I want to give you just a little bit about what our processes are like so that you can make a good decision. Let's say if it was with Hook Agency. So for instance, I want you to know like Hook Agency, and I think you should find an agency like this. Hook Agency has a monthly reporting rhythm. So every single month, you're getting on Zoom and you're talking to an account manager that's discussing, hey, what is going on in your business? What has changed? If there's an emphasis on key services that you're trying to sell, what is your need for leads at the moment? What should the budgets be at? That's making tweaks, and that you're having this conversation with them. You need a clean conduit from this side on the client side and the inside of your business to the clean conduit with an account manager, with a dedicated person to communicate internally to all of their specialists. So we have account managers and this monthly rhythm in place. That's part of our process, and I strongly recommend you find a company like that. Two, I really think you should have clarity on what was completed every single month. So I'll just give you an example of our delivery documentation. So we actually show you, here's all the links that were created on your behalf. Here's all the content that was created. We put it in Google Docs and just make sure that you have it all, and you can always go back and look at different months. So you can look at, like 6 months ago, you can go back and look at all the deliverables that were that month. And technical changes on the website. Like let's say, if they are doing SEO, I think you should work with a company that tells you specifically what was completed on the technical SEO. Was page speed done? Did they go back and optimize the meta titles and descriptions every single like the last 3 months of blog posts or whatever they happen to work on that month on the technical side? They should be able to tell you what was completed. So I like the way we do it, which is documentation for everything that was completed every single month in a Google Drive folder, so you can look back and actually know what was done every single month. And then lastly, I do think it's good to have a general understanding of how quick things are going to be turned around. So for instance, you can get a hold of your account manager at Hook Agency. You can call them, you can text them, you can email them, and they'll get back to you generally within the business day. And we have a ticketing system where you can put in a ticket and it'll get done in the next couple weeks. And it is a very, very useful thing to have this like connection to your marketing agency. Why do most agencies suck at this? It's very simple. And I watch my competitors closely. Some of them are doing really well at this, some of them are doing very poorly at this, and it shows in their reviews. Please read your agency's reviews. So they are having, in many cases, 8 clients to 1 employee, or 20 clients to 1 employee. And it's funny because they're not that much cheaper than us. Most of the time, some of these people are more expensive than us. But even in the ones where it's super cheap, you're talking like crazy amounts of clients per employee. And what does that do? It creates this ratio where they cannot possibly respond in a timely manner to all their clients. We've taken a different approach. And yes, we are mid-premium on the expensive side. But a client of ours recently said they're not expensive for what they do. And ultimately, we have about a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 ratio from employees to clients. So there's really an expectation that we have internally, and that you should have if you work with Hook Agency, and we'd love to work with you, that we are going to get back to you quickly. And that's because we have a decent ratio of employees to clients. And you ultimately could ask that, let's say, as you're talking to your agency, what is your ratio of employees to clients? And that might help you understand what the level of customer service is going to look like, because the amount of attention that can go to a particular client based on that ratio. So that's the way I would do it. Take it or leave it. I just happen to run a marketing agency and have an eye. I kind of, like, as you might do, I really do look at our competitors. I kind of like pay attention to what they're doing well, what we could be doing better. I've taken things from my competitors. There's, for instance, one of our competitors was listening to every call and looking at every submission on their forms. And even though I thought a lot of the things they were doing were not good, this particular thing was really good. And so we took it. And I'm not afraid to take the things our competitors are doing well, but I think that ratio thing is something that's leading, from what I've seen, to a lot of unhappy customers for a lot of agencies. And that's partly why most marketing agencies suck, and we hope to be different. Peace.